Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Infinite Manifestations. This specific message is for you. You were meant to see this message today because it's time to move to the next level. In the intricate web of human consciousness, few concepts are as intriguing and influential as the ego. It is the intangible force that shapes our identities, drives our desires, and colors our perceptions. The ego can be both a driving force and a stumbling block on our path to self-realization and fulfillment. The ego, in its simplest form, is the sense of self-identity and individuality that we carry within us. It is the narrative we construct about who we are, based on our experiences, beliefs, and external validation. The ego constantly seeks to validate its existence, striving for recognition, power, and control. It craves approval, possessions, and superiority over others. While the ego plays a crucial role in our survival and social interactions, it can also become a barrier to our true potential. It creates a veil that distorts our perception of reality, separating us from our authentic selves and preventing us from connecting with others on a deeper level. The ego perpetuates a cycle of comparison, jealousy, and judgment, fueling a never-ending pursuit of external validation and materialistic gains. The ego is a master illusionist, adept at deceiving us into believing that our self-worth is tied to external factors. It convinces us that success, fame, and material possessions are the markers of a fulfilled life. It feeds on fear, anxiety, and the constant need for validation, trapping us in a perpetual cycle of dissatisfaction and restlessness. However, the truth is that the ego's desires are insatiable. No amount of external achievements or possessions can ever fill the void within. This realization is the first step towards transcending the ego and embracing a more authentic way of being. The journey to overcome the ego begins with self-awareness. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment, we gain insight into the patterns and motivations that drive our egoic tendencies. Through mindfulness practices such as meditation, we can develop a greater understanding of our true selves, separate from the ego's illusions. Humility is the antidote to the ego's relentless pursuit of superiority. When we acknowledge that we are a part of something greater than ourselves, that we are interconnected with all beings, our ego begins to dissolve. Humility allows us to appreciate the unique gifts and contributions of others, fostering compassion, collaboration, and collective growth. The ego thrives on attachments, whether they be to material possessions, relationships, or external validation. By loosening our grip on these attachments, we free ourselves from the ego's hold. Detaching does not mean disengaging from life, but rather cultivating a healthy sense of non-attachment and recognizing that our true worth lies within, not in the transient world. As we transcend the ego, we uncover our authentic selves, the essence of who we truly are, beyond the superficial layers of identity. Embracing authenticity means aligning our actions with our deepest values and passions. It involves expressing ourselves genuinely and fearlessly, even if it means going against societal norms or facing criticism. Authenticity breeds fulfillment and attracts genuine connections. Now, why does it matter to overcome the ego? When the ego's grip loosens, we can establish deeper and more meaningful connections with others. By releasing judgments and comparisons, we open ourselves up to empathy, compassion, and understanding. Authentic relationships thrive when ego-driven barriers are removed, fostering trust, love, and support. The ego perpetuates a state of restlessness, constantly seeking external validation and temporary pleasures. By transcending the ego, we can cultivate inner peace as our sense of self-worth becomes untethered from external factors. We learn to embrace the present moment, accepting life as it unfolds, and finding contentment in the simple joys that surround us. Ultimately, overcoming the ego is a catalyst for spiritual awakening. As we shed the layers of the ego's illusions, we connect with our higher selves, the divine spark that resides within us all. In this awakened state, we experience a profound sense of unity with all beings, recognizing that we are interconnected and inseparable from the vast tapestry of life. It's always you versus you. These simple yet profound words encapsulate the essence of personal growth and self-improvement. At its core, this saying highlights the internal battle we face within ourselves every day. It reminds us that the greatest obstacles we encounter on our journey to success and fulfillment are not external circumstances or other people, but our own thoughts, fears, and limiting beliefs. In a world where comparison and competition are prevalent, it's easy to get caught up in the external factors that seemingly define our lives. We may find ourselves constantly comparing our achievements, possessions, or relationships with those of others, believing that our worth is determined by how we measure up against external standards. However, the saying "it's always you versus you" redirects our focus inward and reminds us that the true battle lies within. This internal battle manifests in various ways. It's the battle between our aspirations and our self-doubt, between our potential and our comfort zone, between our disciplined actions and our procrastination. It's the struggle to silence the critical inner voice that tells us we're not good enough, smart enough, or deserving enough. It's the challenge to confront and overcome our fears, insecurity, and past traumas that hold us back from reaching our full potential. Embracing the concept of you versus you requires us to take full responsibility for our own lives. It calls us to acknowledge that we are the architects of our own destiny, and that our choices and actions ultimately shape our reality. It urges us to let go of blame, excuses, and external circumstances that we may use as crutches to justify our shortcomings. Instead, it invites us to embrace self-reflection, personal accountability, and the courage to face our inner demons. This saying serves as a powerful reminder that we are our own biggest ally or adversary. When we adopt a growth mindset and view ourselves as a work in progress, we open the doors to personal transformation and continuous improvement. We understand that every setback is an opportunity for growth, every failure is a stepping stone to success, and every challenge is a chance to push our limits and become better versions of ourselves. It's always you versus you also encourages self-compassion and self-acceptance. While the battle within is real, it is important to remember that we are not defined by our flaws, mistakes, or temporary setbacks. It reminds us to practice kindness and understanding toward ourselves, to treat ourselves with the same compassion and empathy we extend to others. Through self-love and self-care, we cultivate resilience, strength, and the unwavering belief that we are capable of overcoming any obstacle that comes our way. In the depths of our souls lies a fierce battle that rages on, the struggle to break free from the clutches of the ego. It is a battle of epic proportions, a relentless fight against the chains that bind us to a false sense of self. The ego, with its insidious whispers and cunning illusions, seeks to imprison us within the confines of comparison, envy, and self-centeredness. But within each and every one of us, there resides an untamed spirit yearning to break free. Today, I implore you to rise above the limitations imposed by the ego. Dare to challenge the status quo, the narrative that tells you that your worth is defined by external validation. Shed the shackles of the ego and embrace the radiant light of your true essence. It is time to relinquish the need for approval, for the ego's hunger is insatiable, forever craving more. It is an empty pursuit, an illusion that blinds us to the beauty and uniqueness that resides within. To break free from the ego, you must embark on an arduous but transformative journey. It begins with self-awareness, a courageous act of peering into the depths of your being, unearthing the roots of the ego's hold. Unveil the layers of conditioning, the masks you wear, and confront the fears that have kept you imprisoned. Embrace vulnerability, for it is in the cracks of our vulnerabilities that the light of authenticity shines through. Let go of attachments, for the ego thrives on them. Release the grip on material possessions, relationships, and the need for external validation. Embrace the impermanence of life, and find solace in the knowledge that true fulfillment lies not in the transitory, but in the eternal essence of your being. Seek joy in the simple moments, the laughter, the warmth of connections, and the whispers of your passions. In this battle against the ego, cultivate the virtues of humility and compassion. Understand that true power does not stem from dominance or control, but from a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings. Look beyond the surface and recognize the beauty in others, celebrating their successes as an extension of your own. Embrace empathy, for it is through empathy that we connect with the heartbeats of humanity and rise above the limitations of the ego. Transcending the ego requires a commitment to self-mastery. Cultivate a disciplined mind, for it is in the silence of your thoughts that you will find clarity and wisdom. Practice mindfulness, grounding yourself in the present moment and allowing the noise of the ego to fade into oblivion. Nurture your inner voice, the voice of intuition and truth, for it will guide you on the path of authenticity and purpose. As you break free from the ego, you will witness a transformation that transcends the ordinary. You will unleash your authentic self, a force of unbridled passion, creativity, and resilience. The world will bear witness to your radiance as you step into the fullness of your being, unapologetically and fearlessly. So, my friend, heed the call to break free from the ego's grip. Embrace the battle within as an opportunity for growth, for it is through this struggle that you will discover the depths of your strength. Unleash the warrior within, armed with self-awareness, humility, and compassion. Embrace the extraordinary life that awaits beyond the confines of the ego and become the embodiment of your truest, most authentic self. If you understood the message, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational content about self-improvement, spiritual growth, and infinite manifestations. Be open to receiving, and I hope to see you in my future.